As fears grow of a widening war across the Middle East, here in our shop we find ourselves talking about another war, the Great War, or First World War as it would come to be called, triggered 100 years ago this month when an assassin shot and killed Austria's Archduke Ferdinand in Sarajevo. Through a series of tangled alliances and a cascade of misunderstandings and blunders, that single act of violence brought on a bloody catastrophe. More than 37 million people were killed or wounded. In America, if we remember it all, we think mostly about the battlefields and trenches of Europe and tend to forget another front in that war against the Ottoman Empire of the Turks that dominated the Middle East. A British Army officer named T.E. Lawrence became a hero in the Arab world when he led nomadic Bedouin tribes in battle against Turkish rule. Peter O'Toole immortalized him in the epic movie Lawrence of Arabia.
Come on, then!
What, in your opinion, do these people hope to gain from this war?
They hope to gain their freedom. Freedom.
They hope to gain their freedom. There's one born every minute.
They're going to get it, Mr. Bentley. I'm going to give it to them.
At war's end, Lawrence's vision of Arab independence was shattered when the Versailles Peace Conference confirmed the carving of Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine into British and French spheres of influence, arbitrary boundaries drawn in the sand to satisfy the appetites of empire. A hopeful Lawrence drew his own peace map of the region, one that paid closer heed to tribal allegiances and rivalries. The map could have saved the world a lot of time, trouble, and treasure, one historian said, providing the region with a far better starting point than the crude imperial carve-up. But colonial power prevailed, and Lawrence wrote to a British major in Cairo, "I'm afraid you will be delayed a long time cleaning up all the messes and oddments we have left behind us." But then and now, Lawrence's understanding of the ancient and potent jealousies of the people among whom he had lived and fought was ignored. In 1920, he wrote for the Times of London an unsettling and prophetic article about Iraq, then under the thumb of the British. He warned that his countrymen had been led into a trap from which it will be hard to escape with dignity and honor. They had been tricked into it by a steady withholding of information. Things have been far worse than we've been told. Our administration more bloody and inefficient than the public knows. It may soon be too inflamed for any ordinary cure. We are today not far from a disaster. Not for the last time in the Mideast would disaster come from the blundering ignorance and blinding arrogance of foreign intruders convinced by magical thinking of their own omnipotence and righteousness. How soon we forget, how often we repeat.